Three. Yes. So, my friends, that we discussed that we are covering the introductory text so that we become a seeker. It all depends, on us. We become the highest level of a seeker by constant contemplation and reflection on these principles, or we miss. So, once we are the highest level of a seeker, we perfectly recognize and understand the impurities of the mind that takes over during the day. And we know how to deal with them. So once we know how to deal with them, then we can go to the three groups of the original text. What are those three groups of the original text? One is the Gita. Gita contains 700 verses, 18 chapters, and above it, or I won't say above it because they talk of the same thing, the Gita, and after Gita we can pick up Upanishads. They are the revealed text. Those principles are revealed in deep meditation. And you might have some experiences of a revelation during this journey. So you have that understanding and idea that how these texts were scribed, especially the original texts were all the revealed text. So when we treat this part, we also have a revelation. Oh, let us leave it. Why the mind is crazy? Let me drop it. Dissolve. And you are free. Instantly you are free. That is the way the journey of the Eastern wisdom works. I got a phone call, I have been receiving a phone call from him. He is from Australia, and for the last almost 3 days. So I was not picking up, but yesterday I said, no, let me pick up. He sent an email, so even I did not respond because the question may appear very important, but for a seeker, it is not an important question. So he asked me that, sir, I have heard about you. I said, very good, a lot of people hear about and he gave me two references which were wrong. And I said, no, I don't know those guys. So sometimes people, sometimes people say. So then he gave me the third reference and I said, yes, he has been my student. So tell me, is the God formless or with a form? For me, this question is a unnecessary question. How? That is what, I'm just pointing you out. When you are a seeker always asks the right question. I said to him, you are a person with a form asking a question. What about before you were born, you were formless? What do you think? Before the time when we were not born, I was formless. There must be some cause. The effect is form. No, sir, you tell me the answer straight away. Then I said, okay, how many people you have asked the same questions? Oh, 5 people. Did you get an answer? No. I said, I don't want to be included into this category of 5 people. I'm not ready to answer. You are an arrogant. Yes, I said to him that you have created another group of arrogant people. Thank you very much. I'm not ready. Why I said so? I said, you will never be satisfied. You have already asked 5 people. Now come to the main thing. I have to ask the question. I already have a belief that God is there. What exactly is the God? Being in a form and formless are the two traits of the God. So I'm asking a wrong question. Are you getting it? You want to finalize a deal with your client. Do you ask, this client is crazy? No, forget about it. I have to finalize the deal. Are you getting it? It may be good for you, Stephen. I know you are a good businessman. But you see, the seeker always asks the right question. Why? If they ask the right question, the self inquiry begins from there. If you do not ask the right question, so now you see that how arrogant I am. I have to. So, the introductory text gives the details about these question and answer. So, at least a seeker should be familiar with clarity and understanding that what I am searching. Why to disturb God in searching God? Why don't you search yourself? First, let me search myself. Who am I? If I find out that who am I will know whether the God exists or not. I don't know who am I. Sir, I found this text says that God is formless and that text says God is with a form. Are you challenging those two teachers? Are you getting it? So we form unnecessary opinions and then we get carried away by those opinions and we find we land nowhere. I said, no, I'm not ready. I'm arrogant. Yes, you created another category that is really good. At least I'm not into the category of those 5 people with whom you are not satisfied. No, but how it is relevant to the topic? It is relevant to the topic. What we were discussing, did you remember? We were discussing sorrow and the joy. With this question, with this statement, with this opinion, I get a joy. And that is why I ask these questions. So, as we proceed, find out how you find this journey, what changes have taken place in your life. You have to pay attention to that. If you practice, if you are attending these sessions, there must be some changes in your attitude, in your behavior, in your responses. No meditation on autopilot. You have to keep asking how many times you were upset, you were anxious, awfully busy during the day since the last session. So you have to explore. You have to do a self inquiry. Why? Let me drop it. We have already given hundreds of tools to drop it. And during the journey of the self inquiry, we have been focusing on the purity of the mind. So, this is also at a higher level. About this person. At a higher level, as this level of the seeker, this is the impurity of the mind. We have to judge the question, what we are asking. If we do not ask the right question, you don't get the right answer. If I say God is formless, again you have a doubt. If I say God is with a form, again there is a doubt. If I say you are the God, there is a bigger doubt. So every teacher answers, based on the temperament of those and the level of evolution of those people. So we were talking about what we are talking about, the sorrow and the joy that we experience in our daily life. Sorrow and the joy. To remind you, we started with the karma alone is not enough. Some people pay too much of attention on practice, practice, practice. But if you are practice without understanding, it will not bring any result. But if you focus on the knowledge, it will be a dry knowledge. So in the journey, both has to be balanced together. It all depends on, you are not getting a result you have understood intellectually and you believe it. You have a conviction and you are not getting a result. Repeat the practice. Not one time. Sometime, say, pick up a day and you say, this is the day I will repeat the practice 5 or 6 times and let me see what happens. That will intensify. The frequency of those upsets will be minimized. We were talking about sorrow and the joy. Now we are going to do the self-inquiry. I told you self-inquiry. Pay attention to what our master, one of the great masters, Maharshi Raman, he lived until 1965 or 66. Constant attention to the inner awareness of the I, recommended by Maharshi Raman. What is going to happen? This I will disappear and only the pure consciousness will remain. You have found it. So now this master is explaining we enter into the stress and struggle, delusion and suffering because of ignorance. But the ignorance is the ultimate stage of understanding sorrow and the joy. How do I experience the sorrow and the joy? You wake up in the morning and the world presents before you, isn't it? The world welcomes you. What is your idea of the entire world? World of people, place, house, I woke up in the morning around 3:30 and then I saw a room. Now once I become aware, so what happens in the mind at a deeper level? Oh, I have returned to the real world. This is real, but it is constantly changing. So the first impression, because of repetition, because of the habitual mind, because of the heavily conditioned mind, in deep sleep you don't talk about the honey, but when you wake up, oh, honey, I love you. Do you say in the sleep? For example, honey may be home and maybe a person or anyone. So pay attention how the sorrow and the joy enters into our life. That is what we are understanding. Sorrow and the joy with reference to the world, in relationship to the outer world. Maybe a people-person relationship. First factor. Where is the first factor? I wake up in the morning. I am a waker. So waker perceives the world and then it gives a reality status. Reality status to the world. Clear? But in that reality status, my mind also perceives that this world is separate from me. Clear? First, the world, a waker perceives this world is real because I become aware. At the same time, the mind triggers an impression that it is separate from me. Reality status separate from me because I have given the reality status and it is separate from me. Mind says, oh, hurry, oh, I am late, I'm awfully busy, I have to rush, I have to be in peace and happiness. From where? From the same world outside. Three factors. Are you getting it? Not a big deal. It's better to talk about, women. So you wake up in the morning and you open the CNN. Hell, Miss Universe. Reality states. You have given, you see the waker perceives that now this girl is a Miss Universe. Miss Universe is separate from me. And the mind dreams, if possible, you can complete the sentence. Three factors. And that demands a long hours of constant contemplation and reflect. Oh, do I have to spend time? No. At every moment in your life, you live your personal, professional, and social life with these three factors. What is going to happen? This world will stop giving you sorrow and the joy. Every time, every moment. I'm just explaining in a different way. First, waker becomes aware of the world. When I become aware of anything, I'm separate from it. When I'm separate from it, but the world, a reality status is given by the mind. What it means, reality status? I will get peace and happiness from the world. Are you getting it? Three moments. Did I explain you about the gift has a three covering? No. No? Did I explain? Someone sends you a gift, and then what happens? Well, understand that way. That is also important. Now, the first covering is the wrapping. Beautiful wrapping. It sparkles, it glitters. The moment you put that wrapping in the front of the light and you see, oh. Second is the box. And third is the safe for pouch or a small box. Three wrappings are there, three coverings are there. Where is the gift? Gift is inside it. If you don't open it, you don't know what is the gift is. Clear? Now compare this metaphor with our real self. This existence has gifted me the real self. It is covered by the three layers. The first layer is the impurity. Second layer is the wandering mind. Third layer is the ignorance. Do you have a time to unwrap it? Do you have a time to find the real self? Gift is already given to me. Gift is already there, my friends. It is not to be acquired. It is not to be by making a tremendous effort. It is not to be earning $1 billion and putting it into the bank. It is already gifted to me. Did you get it? But now, it never happens with the entire human race. Existence never cheats us. But somehow, I think during Halloween or somebody, we keep lot of gift boxes, empty boxes. Halloween? We also learned that. And he says, no, we have to buy blank boxes. We have to put around. Oh yeah, even during the Christmas, we put lot of boxes, empty boxes. Anesthesia, you also put it, yeah. This is what is happening to our life. We want to live with that kind of a hollowness and emptiness because we have given a reality status to the world outside. So it means we have to be hollow inside. Reality has to be only at one place. Are you getting it? So this sorrow and the joy that we get because of three factors in relationship to the world, whether it's a person or a people or a place or a money or a relationship. Just check it. Understanding required, that is the journey of the self inquiry. As we become the highest level of a seeker, we need to do a self inquiry very deeply with awareness and attention. So, when what we do, self inquiry, this is, the master uses a different word. This master uses a different word, and that is, it uses a superimposition. The first wrapping is a superimposition on the gift. Yeah? Superimposition. This body is a superimposition on the real self. And this body experiences sorrow and the joy through the mind. Why? Because I have given a reality status to the world outside. At the same time, when I say, you are a wonderful person, I like you. You are a wonderful person, that much is okay. But when I say I like you, that is also okay. But now then what happens? You are different from me and you make me happy. So I want a nearness with you. And then I have given a reality status and I find my mind says, I always love your company. I love company of everyone. Anyone. And behind I love your company. Do you, do you know what I'm going to say? Behind that company, I have expressed that I love your company. You are a wonderful person. I like you. I love you. Behind these flowery words, the mind has an impulsive, instinctive agenda. What is that agenda? Sorrow and joy. When it happens, 24 by 7. How many times it happens? Minimum 1 million times every day. What do you mean? 1 million times in 14 and 15 hours of waking state? Answer is big yes. It is because of this your mind is wandering. It goes from one place to the other. It's so wandering. That clock is very good. The chime clock is very good. And the mirror is good. And the room. It has started. It has started the journey. Are you getting it? Say yes. Oh no, I have a shoulder pain. Joy, sorrow. Come on. I can tell you 1 million times in 12 hours or 14 hours of your waking state, and then you dream the same stuff. In sleep, at a very deeper level, you accumulate these impressions. The next day you wake up, sorrow in the joy. Who is responsible? You are. Why? You didn't do the self-inquiry. No. What happened if I don't do the self-inquiry? Then you blame, complain, react anxiously. Tam, are you getting it? So the master says, only I am responsible for the sorrow and the joy. No one else in the world. After all, we have to go a little deeper now. After a few sessions, we are going to start with the main text, Gita. Are you getting it? They are known as superimposition. I'll pick up one more couple of sessions. So first superimposition, where is that superimposition? That this world outside exists and is real. It is constantly changing. Take the world lightly. You take the world seriously. I loved you so much, so I cheated you. Because you loved me so much. Your love is attachment. Attachment means emotional dependence. Emotional dependence means you wanted to take over me. How dare you? By a wrapping is so beautiful, saying that I love you. That wrapping is so beautiful. It says, I love you. Now I don't want to say honey or money, whatever you say, whatever you add. It does not mean that we should not have a relationship. Don't go too far. So the first superimposition is, I gave, in the same, the first covering has 3 elements. It's a wrapping. Any wrapping will do. But it's glittering. So glittering is a reality status. You see, we are just talking of only one wrapping of the gift. Second wrapping, this glittering is so good. You're so beautiful, you're so handsome. You go ahead in relationship or buying a car or etc. Anything, or shirt. Do you see? Second superimposition. It is the same. Because I have given a reality status, so I like it, and hence, did you get it? Are you getting it? It's not very subtle, but still. And then comes sorrow and the joy. Because I like it. It is sparkling. What we say when we go for a shopping. Really good. This shirt is very good. Come on. Everything is made up of the same cotton. It's very deep, but it's very simple. Only demands a self-inquiry. Did I tell you 1 million times? Do you want to know a little more? Yes. How your mind responds when you are in front of your mirror. Don't tell me, but tell me. A couple of weeks ago, Sam and Stephen were talking. Stephen said, I just, something about shaving and haircut, yeah. I still remember. You said something Stephen will remember. I can tell you, my friends, This is how this mind puts me into ignorance. Without self-inquiry, we cannot change, we cannot remove. You may be doing practice for 5 hours and 6 hours without understanding. That is why we have a failure. Think of it, contemplate and reflect. 1 million, I will say 1 million times. And 1 million is a low figure. That is what happens in our daily life. So without self-inquiry, we cannot remove this ignorance. Close your eyes. Position of the body. Eyes are gently closed. Hand being comfortable, my friend, being comfortable. Being comfortable means the mind moves on the entire body, from the crown of the head to the toes. You feel the sensation, comfort and steadiness. And space. I'm aware of the space is a rise in awareness or consciousness, whatever you want to say. It's a rise. We are dropping the reality status of the body that I experience. You see, I bring about a very subtle change. So unless we attend the session regularly, you will not get it. And I put it on YouTube. Okay, you leave and learn. My job is done every session. So that talk and that practice belongs to you. I cannot claim it is mine. It is past. Why should I give a reality status to what practice I have given you? You see, I follow the same. What I teach, I follow the same. This is my practice. Nothing is my practice. So you are comfortable. Now you are carefree also. Being carefree in your mind. Unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. Okay. These thoughts gives me the reality status to the word. That is first superimposition. And the second, it is separate. And third, then I want to find out whether it is sorrow and the joy. Come on, mind. You are unwanted, unwelcome thoughts. I am aware of you. So you jump onto the lane 2. That is pure awareness or knowledge or your experience now. So what is your experience? You are in the lane 3. Why you are lane 3? No reality status. And I know you are already separate. So without giving a reality status to any thought, if they are separate, they are different from me. So I need not to worry about sorrow and happiness. That is the meaning of being carefree, my friends. Pay attention. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Mind, come on mind, follow me. You are saying, how? By mantra. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Let there be happiness for all. Now you understand. You unwrap the first covering. Right? You remember the gift given to us by the existence. This is what I just explained. Existence has gifted same one real self to every human being. We live under the burden of, if I approximately calculate 1,000 desires seeking peace and happiness outside. Do you see 8 billion people multiplied by 1,000 desire? Almost 8 trillion. 8 trillion people are living on the earth. And in that moment, what we are saying, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Let there be peace for all. Peace is my essential nature. That is the gift endued to me by the existence. I don't need anything, O mind. I don't want to be one among the 8 billion persons. This is just the knowledge, understanding. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam. Let there be completeness in all. That real self is complete. Why I am chasing anything in the world outside? It gives a sense of incompleteness to the mind. So incompleteness, that factor is constantly haunting me is the second layer. That we will discuss later. So peace is my essential nature. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Let there be auspiciousness for all. We are already living in that state of auspiciousness. Every moment is auspicious. Why? Real self is gifted to us by the existence. There is no issue at all. And now is the time we will continue breathing, my friend. Breathing for what? Goal is purification of the mind. Looking deep inside the forehead in the space, Om Shanti, with a space recognition in between, and start breathing quick and short breath through both the nostrils into the chest. There should be a constant expansion and the contraction of the rib cage. It's a gentle breath. Om Shanti will help you defy the reality status of the first wrapping. That is why we are doing the Om Shanti. You see, even if you listen, but if you are not attending the session regularly, you will not get it. Keep on. Continue, my friends. Continue, quick and short, gentle breathing into the rib cage. It is expanding and squeezing with every breath while you are dropping Om Shanti deep inside the forehead in the space. That is a symbolic center of the intellect or the knowledge or the wisdom. That's why we are focusing there. And do nothing, stop the breath, recognize, accept the changes that is taking place. Just experience the changes. So what these changes will give you? Yes, the experience makes you aware of the other side of the reality status. I told you three factors, changes. And now is the time to start again Om Shanti deep inside the forehead and start breathing long in the hissing breath into the belly. But this time you are breathing long, deep into the belly, expansion and the squeezing of the belly keeps your level of awareness in check. It defies the reality status given by the mind outside. So we need that level of awareness and attention even during the practice, my friends. Otherwise, you already know what happens. I already told you, every time I say move the mind inside, it is rise in awareness. You all are seekers, so I can say that. And keep on, continue. Here at present, inhaling and exhaling from the belly, and Vedum Shanti continues. And stop it, do nothing, remain as you are. But when you do nothing, many experiences enters into the mind with reference to the body, breath, mind, that we need to be aware of. So I was aware of a status of sorrow and the joy with the reference to the word. Without reference to the word, I'm also aware of the sorrow and the joy, maybe the peace and the calmness. So we have to learn from our experiences. I'll take up that. And now is the time to start breathing both from the belly and the rib cage. Om Shanti continues deep inside the forehead. Long, deep, and the hissing breath continues. Continue. And stop it, do nothing, remain as you are, just experience the changes. Now looking inside the cave of your heart, Visualize the triangle in any color pointing upward, and you have awareness of the moving the mind on the side saying Om Shanti and the movement of the mind. Continue clockwise, anti-clockwise. When you find it is sinking, then only your mind is pushed by saying Om inside the center of a triangle, Shanti, and conscious or awareness of this self-absorption. I have yet to talk about this self-absorption clearly in the following sessions so that nothing like ignorance is left out. So every time any thought returns, no issue. Anytime the thought returns, you move the mind on the triangle, thinking, and then deep inside the heart. That is what we should be doing for the sake of doing. Very and in that awareness, leave the step and start with the japa. You already know with the mind's eye, with the mind's tongue, with the mind's ear, all the four senses, sense organ are following in the mind. It has nothing to do with the physical sense organ. Shanti. So we will check the intensity. The mind continues to so-called lives within, and it results into a deeper, higher experiences. Please continue. Yeah, it's no issue. Sometime the mind will pick up the same. I told you 1 million projections. It does it, but that is not an issue for us. Continue. Continue. Is mind working on the mind? An answer is yes. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both your palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Stephen?
Good, thank you. Very expansive meditation. The breathing was effortless. Um, just felt a cool energy throughout my body during it. No extreme fluctuations and stuff like that. The only thing that was different during the meditation was the focus when we went to the heart center and looked at the triangle. The triangle expanded to the outer parts of my entire um, body, per se. I know I'm not the body, but that's the only way to
Yeah,
describe it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the triangle, as I went around the triangle wasn't here, the triangle was all of this. So, and then it was just absolute silence. So, great, thank you.
Beautiful. When the triangle surrounds the entire body instead of deep inside the heart, it happens because of the mind. So it also prevents the influx of millions of the thoughts. So we'll also understand deeply about this triangle. Wonderful. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. Sir, I'm good. Sir, I was just reflecting on this that whatever comes in my mind, it's not me, and at the it's very moment, it making mind free. I was very absorbed, very peaceful.
Yes. Absorption always comes when we have a sense of freedom. That is a good point. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. Something in the lesson kind of stayed with me today where you're talking about when you wake up in the morning, the steps that you have to take. And I have to be honest, I try to take those steps, but sometimes I get frustrated because of creating that separation from the mind is, like sometimes it feels impossible. And when I know to IPOP's point, right, that like I'm not my mind, that it's going 3 o'clock in the morning. So I think that the meditation really helps create that space.
Beautiful, and you rightly, even it happens the moment we wake up. Just remember the reality status, separate, and after that, what you said, frustrated, sorrow in the joy. That is the. But without the first two points, the third point will never be there in the mind because I have given a reality status to the world outside. And it is separate. That is why it is frustrating or it is pleasing. So, yes, that's a good journey, good way to explain it. How are you, Sam?
Good. I had an ant crawling on my arm for 25 minutes of the meditation. So he was trying to challenge me, but
You enjoyed.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometime it happens if your mind has a higher level of endurance, need not to move. But if the mind does not have that level of endurance, move it, throw it out, and restart, reset. It's a part. That's a journey. Very good. So wonderful. How are you, Terry?
My mind was throwing all kinds of crazy things at me. I kept losing I kept not realizing that I was following a thought until I realized it. And then then I would drop it, but I would think, what was that?
Yeah.
It was a lot of wandering, and but otherwise, I didn't get attached to any of those things. I just followed them by accident.
Beautiful, Terry. You are giving us an understanding that how a single thought causes total superimposition and we are pushed back into the ignorance. And the moment you realize and you recognize, the next moment we are free. That is why I said minimum 1 million thought passes. It's another matter whether I recognize it or I don't recognize it. As Brandy was saying that I got frustrated, so I recognize frustration. I don't see what is happening inside. And you said that, you said that, I realized much later that a thought, I was chasing a thought. So it comes in different shades. That is what I explained, that, the first cover is glittering, is sparkling. Even if we give the gift to someone, we say, oh, let us buy the best wrapping, and which is a waste.
Mm-hmm.
That is how it happens in our daily life. How are you, Anastasia?
Thank you. I'm good. Uh, it was very deep meditation, and today I had some images in my head. Usually I don't. So when it happens, my mind just stares at them. It's like frozen. And today I had also this feeling that the time stopped, because I know intellectually that we do not breathe usually more than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
But and it couldn't, it cannot happen for eternity. So, but it feels like that, and it was hard to get out of meditation. And I had a vision of an old man face, and it was changed to a baby face, and one
Like
more
me.
time to an old man face, and
Old men like me.
so imagination.
Old men like me. Stephen is laughing. Not like you. You are young.
I don't know. Usually I see people who I don't know. I have never seen these people.
Oh, you've never seen before. Yeah. So we are going to talk about those experiences, but they are the helpers. The most important thing that you said I was missing completely, and then I record that the moment the mind goes with the knowledge, it's only for 3 minutes. What a big deal. So that mind with the superimposition loses its power to prevent it, to react. That needs to be understood. That understanding has to be there. I told a couple of times, if the tiger is chasing, then does your mind say it is, I will only run for 3 minutes? You see, no. So that is what we say the comfort zone is. Science recognizes the comfort zone in a different way. We recognize totally at a much deeper level. Is Christina ready to talk to us, or she is busy? Let us see. So that is all for today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We'll meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaste.